There's something I'd like to share with you, and that is I've been thinking lately about how everything changed for me when self-realization became known. I don't mean that I suddenly figured out everything out, that my life suddenly became perfect, or that I became some enlightened version of Nancy. What changed for me was much simpler. I began to ask a question about something I had spent my entire life assuming I already knew. The question was, who am I? Which seemed like a silly question to ask because I thought I already knew this. And if something in my life wasn't working, I thought it was my job to go inside, fix it, heal it, wrestle it to the ground, understand it, change it, all in an effort to become a better version of me. And that's where the addict came from. Because I began to see all of these experiences as boxes in the attic. The attic, of course, being a metaphor for the mind. Boxes filled with stories, beliefs, memories, identities, things I had been told about myself, things I had decided were true about myself, and things I'd carried for years without ever questioning them. And that's what clearing the attic has always been about. Opening the boxes, looking at what's inside, becoming aware of what I'd been carrying around. But something happened for me the deeper I went into this work. I began to realize that the goal wasn't to create a better attic. It wasn't even to clear every box from the attic. Because if I'm constantly trying to fix, heal, improve, or reinvent the person I believe myself to be, I'm still assuming that person is who I am. And that's where non-duality entered into my life. If you're not familiar with the term, non-duality simply points to the recognition that we are not a separate self. And self-realization is that we are never and have never been separate from infinite, attributeless, effortless being. It also shows you that you can still go when you're creating a video or trying to share a message. It's not about making life perfect. That changed everything for me because suddenly I could look at the boxes differently. The story could still be there. The memory could still be there. The beliefs could still appear. The emotions can still arise. But none of those things are me. They're simply an invitation to notice them and ask a deeper question. What is aware of all of this? That's the type of conversations we're having in the dojo. It's what clearing the attic is all about, and it's why the attic has become such a meaningful metaphor for me. Because I don't think we're here to spend our entire lives rearranging the boxes in our attic and trying to become a better version of ourselves. If you've never heard of non-duality or self-realization, I'd love to share it with you. If you've been walking this path for a while, check out the conversations we're having in the dojo. And maybe you haven't been walking the path for a while. Maybe you're curious, but something says, "Ooh, I can't attend that dojo because these people probably know a lot and I would just show up letting everyone know that I don't know what the heck I'm talking about." But that's just an invitation to believe that you're less than what you really are. You have the opportunity to ask the same questions that I've asked and what it means to live from the recognition that we've never been a separate self. And if you're wondering what the attic has to do with any of this, that's exactly why I invite you to enter the attic. Because the attic was simply where I started looking, where I began discovering what I am not and what I have never been separate from. Self-awareness reminded me that life is an energy game. And once you remember how it's played, you can party like purple. Join me, ask me questions, leave some comments. However, I can support you on this self-realization journey. let's share it together. Let's make this happen. Let's keep creating opportunities for others to recognize what self-realization is. In the meantime, this is Nancy Muller, the one and only Life Sensei, saying ciao for now.